automotive community? This is GXBOB coming back to you guys to do another DIY. I am so excited to share with you guys another product that I think you guys will absolutely like. This is for all of you that have always wanted to update your center console with the latest infotainment system, but we're just too afraid due to some of my recent comments and issues on prior radio installations that I've done in the past. So come on, join me. So I think I have something that's going to put all of your anxiety to rest. If you guys have been following me on my Instagram page at gx.bob, you guys would know that I have been in communications with a company called Hamilton. They are stationed out of North Carolina, Raleigh to be exact. So Hamilton is not just any type of warehouse that sells random stuff. They have been in business for about 10 years. They've been selling auto accessories for vintage vehicles, including Mercedes-Benz, and they have extended out their product line to Lexus and Toyota. So enough talking, let's go ahead and do a box opening, guys. So I am taking a look at this for the very first time, just like you guys are. This was just delivered to me today, actually about maybe 2 hours ago. Let's see what we've got to work with here, guys. Okay. Look at this, huh? Woo! On the side of the box has a little QR code that says scan me. I don't know what that's all about. We'll find out in a little bit. What else is in the box here, guys? UPS. We have a user manual with a QR code on how to use it. Okay. We also have a card that says 3-year limited warranty certificate. It's got a phone number and it's got customer support right here with an email. 24/7 service. Wow. Unheard of. Anything else in here? We got a Windows sticker for you guys. And I think that's about it. Let's go ahead and open up the box. Look at this. Wow. The Hamilton Motor Company 2014-2021 Lexus GX conversion kit. It's got a key for every single knob and button that's going to be on your unit right here. Okay guys, let's go ahead and open this up here. You can tell a lot from a company just by their packaging here. You got your ducts in its own separate compartment in the foam. That's pretty cool. Look at this. Okay. Right here is for the seal for your air conditioning ducts. Let's set that aside. Let's look at the wire harness here. Wow, look at this. All black harnesses, all taped up. You got some, okay, I know what this is. I've disconnected this quite a few times. Okay. It looks like, I don't know what this is. We'll figure that out. It's all labeled for you, which is a good thing. And it's labeled for you in English, which is an awesome thing also. Here's one that says camera. Here's one that says mic. Here's one that says 360, USB. Pretty straightforward. Okay, let's set that aside. And I believe this is the main wire harness here. Look at that guy, huh? Look at the coating. Look at the foam and the coating on each connector here. They even taped up the ones that you don't use. Isn't that crazy? Look at that. And it says right here, main power harness, OEM monitor. I really like the fact that they labeled this all in English for you, and they're very clear. You know, look at this, OEM 360. So this is your OEM 360. Touchpad. I don't know what a touchpad is. What the? Mouse, good lord, these are a lot of these options I don't even have. It's probably because I have a base model, guys. Most of you guys that have a premium and a luxury trim is probably going to make good use of all these other options that I don't have. Okay, so let's keep going here. You guys got clips. I recognize these. These are clips for the back of your unit right here for the shell to snap into place. Okay. More harnesses, monitor. What does this say here? Hazards. Good thing that they listed your hazards right here. Look at this. Airbag. Okay. Set that aside. And what is this? Holy smokeroonies. I do not know what this is. It looks like a speaker. What is this? It's a speaker. Okay. I have not seen this yet, nor do I know where it goes, but we're gonna figure all that out, guys. And here is a very long cord, and I'm pretty sure this is your GPS module right here. It's got to go to your front windshield, and it's got a little double-sided tape for you guys. Okay, let's set all this apart and let's get straight to the radio here. Kind of excited to see what this bad boy here looks like. Look at the foam. Look at the foam insert, guys. Are you guys looking at this? Made perfectly to fit your radio. That's what I like about this packaging. Let's set this on top of right here for you guys. And I am going to go ahead and take this out here. This. Okay. So it's got a protective cover. It looks blurry to you. It's got like a little protective screen here. So does this right here. It has a little clear protective film that I'm going to take off a little later. Just go through all this. And this is why I like this over the GX550 system, because all of these are physical buttons. I wanted physical buttons. Even the air fan mode right here, up and down, I wanted physical buttons. Even the temperatures, I wanted physical buttons. I really hated the touchscreen. When they started throwing everything to touchscreen, I really hated that because I cannot stand even the slightest delay. Feeling for everything here. Cool. Okay, let's look at the back. Wow. Whoa, are you guys looking at this? Completely different from what I was expecting. Good Lord, this is different. The back shell is different. It's got a security sticker right here for you guys. I guess you're not supposed to be opening this up and messing around with it. I think it voids the warranty. I'm not sure. Look at this back shell right here. They did claim that they redesigned this back shell just for Hamilton. So this is cool. This is what they requested from their partners that manufactured this. Okay, so awesome. Look at this. Hey guys, I had to pause the video and do a second take on this because I couldn't believe it myself. I know a lot of you guys, including me, believe that all these people that were selling this unit right here got it from AliExpress or Alibaba or Temu, and they just recreated their box and stamped their company name on it, and every single unit was identical. This right here proved to me, and I hope, and hopefully it proves to you too, that Hamilton set themselves apart from the rest. Their back shell is completely different from any of the units I have installed. But I am super grateful that I had the opportunity to test out all the other units in my prior videos. That opportunity actually equipped me with a long laundry list of questions I threw at Hamilton. Questions such as, does the temperature read in Fahrenheit? I know something like that should be obvious, but believe you and me, we've had that issue, right? Does the clock read in 12 hours instead of 24-hour format? Does it read in miles? Is it compatible with the 360 camera that your Lexus OEM is equipped with? How about the Mark Levinson system? Can I go forward and rear? Can I fade left and right, back and forth? Or am I only limited to just left and right? How about XM satellite? A lot of people asked about XM satellite. But rest assured, I wouldn't be doing this video at all if Hamilton said no to any of that is on my list. So let's go ahead and get started with the installation. I am going to save all the talking. I know I did a lot of talking. I'm just really excited, guys. I'm going to save a lot of the talking towards the end, and I'm going to tell you guys how me and Hamilton got to this point. Let's go ahead and get started. So bear with me, guys. We are going to do this step by step to make it very simple for you guys to install, okay? I'm going to identify each one. Every time I use a connector, I'm going to either use the ID that's already labeled on the sticker that's attached to the connector right here. Okay, a good example would be this. Okay, look at this. This connector right here has an ID label that says 3.001.097. Very simple, okay? So there is no other connector that says 3001.097. If you take a look at their wiring map right here, you're going to find 3001.167 right here, 3001.168. They're all labeled ID'd for you, okay? We're not going to resort to this just yet. We're going to go ahead and attempt this ourselves. So I want you to separate the wire harnesses, and we are going to connect one at a time. And we're going to start with the most easiest one, which is the blue connector. There is no other blue connectors on this whole entire system. Okay, you got a male and you got a female. Connect them together. So the ridges and the locking tab is going to face downward. Okay, snap that in. Very nice snap. I didn't even have to force that in. Okay, so next, let's go ahead and take care of these connectors right here. Mind you, there's 3 ports right here. There's a big, there's a medium, and there's a small. We are going to stay out of the small. There are no connectors that go to the small. Okay, we're going to do the big and the middle one. Okay, let's go ahead and go take a look at these connectors here. And just mind you that these connectors right here are not white in color. They are eggshell color. Okay, so you're going to look for a connector inside here that is eggshell color that is going to match with that connector port. Okay, so here we go. We have a connector right here, the male side of it. Actually, it's a female side of it that is eggshell color, and it's the biggest one. And we're going to take the locking tab and we're going to face it up. And we're going to lock it into place right here. And if you take a look at this ID tag here, it says 3001.167. Okay, this is the biggest plug right there. Now we are going to take the next harness right here with an eggshell connector, and it is labeled 3001.097. We are going to take this apart. We're going to take the eggshell connector with the locking tab facing up, and we're going to lock it into place right in the middle here. Middle connector, large connector. Now we're going to take this very thin wire. The thin wire says 360/CT1, and we're going to look for another thin wire on this middle harness here, and it's going to match up. One is a male, one is a female. This also says 360. Okay, we're going to connect them. It's insulated, so that's great. Snaps into place. Perfect. Later we're going to zip tie all these, so don't worry about the slack. Next, we are going to take a female plug right here that says mic. It's probably microphone. Now we're going to go to this harness, and we're going to look for the male counterpart, and it also says OEM mic. We're going to plug these two together. Most likely, oh, it snaps right into place. Perfect. Next, we are going to the yellow RCA. There's a pair that's coming out of the middle harness. There is a pair. One says camera. We're going to take the one that says camera, and we're going to look for its male counterpart on this big harness, which is also a yellow RCA connector, and it says camera on its ID tag. We're going to go ahead and snap these two together. Now folks, you're going to notice that on your big main harness right here, you're going to get all these plugs and connectors that are taped up. Hamilton is telling you to not connect them. It says mouse and keyboard and all this other stuff. touchpad. This is probably for, I don't know, a later year Lexus or something, a 2024 or something like that, that we're not supposed to dig into. What we're going to do with these, we are probably going to wrap it up and zip tie them, or we're going to drop them in somewhere in our center console. We're not going to use these, okay? So I just want to zip tie this for right now, just so it stays out of the way. I like to try my best to do a clean installation. Next, guys, we're going to take these USB inputs right here. These USB, they're in the way right now. We only need to route this once it's on the vehicle. So let's go ahead and take this long extension right here and set it to the side. You guys are going to grab from the main harness, you're going to have a little tiny 2-pin connector. It's a black connector. It says speaker on it, okay? We are going to connect that to our speaker right here, which also has a 2-pin port. Connect that together, and let's go ahead and set this aside. Next, you guys are going to have this GPS module right here, and it has a blue connector to it. The blue connector is going to go into this port right at the end, right here. Go ahead and connect that. You're going to see the locking tab. The locking tab is going to be facing downward. It's going to go in just like that. Snaps into place. I'm going to go ahead and take this little tiny thing just so I can extend my cables and route it through my vehicle later easier. Now our very last plug. Where do you guys think this goes? Okay, it has a eggshell color connector right here, and no, it doesn't go into this small port right here, this missing connector right here. It's going to go into this bottom back shell right here. Okay, the locking tab is going to face downward, lock into place. This connector right here that goes into the bottom one has connectors coming out of it that says hazard, also says airbag on it. Okay, keep that in mind, folks. You also have one that says monitor and one that says UART. Take the UART, it is a 2-pin connector with an ID that says UART. Go back to your middle harness. You're going to find two white wires that also says UART on it. You're going to connect it with the bottom connector that says UART. Okay, snap it together. Next, you guys are going to have this big main harness right here, and you're going to take this portion right here, the male portion, and you're going to slide it into your bottom OEM unit. Make sure that this locking channel stays up. You're going to go ahead and plug it in with the gray locking mechanism towards the outside of the radio. Once you snap it in, you're going to go ahead and take this locking mechanism and push it down, and it should lock into place. This end right here goes towards the vehicle. Next, out of the main harness, you're going to get another go-between, and the ID says audio. You're going to take one side right here, and you're going to plug it into the back of your OEM unit, and the other end is going to go towards your vehicle. These two are going to go towards your OEM plugs. Okay, now that we got everything in and we know exactly how everything goes into the back of each unit, we're going to go ahead and start taking this apart, our OEM radio one. We're going to take out the plugs, remove the plugs, remove this plug. We're going to take this, put it to the side. Now we got to clean up this unit, right? It's just a bundle of mess right here. We got to make sense of all this because we got to route this into our vehicle. So the best way to do it is route it down the center as best you can. If you guys have a better way of doing it, go for it. I am just making a suggestion because I've done this so many times, and routing it down the middle kind of just works for me. And if you want to do your electrical tape right now, go for it also. All this is going to get routed into the center console. Got a little here. Bam! Not bad, huh? Okay. When you guys bring it to the vehicle, put your shift knob back on, guys. This protects your brand new head unit from being scratched up. I also like to lay some towels down here to protect the interior of the vehicle. Keep all your harnesses separate. You got your top harnesses that went behind your OEM navigation. I set that aside. And you got your bottom harnesses, which is the biggest bundle right here that goes to your OEM radio beneath here, okay? So make sure you got all your harnesses out. You're not gonna miss anything, okay? The last thing you wanna do is miss a connector and then have to pull everything back out, okay? And you're gonna wonder why something doesn't work. It's because you missed a connector, okay? So let's go ahead and get started here, guys. I'm taking this connector right here that says monitor. I'm gonna go ahead and put on the top cavity and route it to the bottom cavity. Okay, I'm gonna do that for the rest of my cables here. I'm gonna try to route everything on the top and bring it down to the bottom. There's gonna be some stuff that are not gonna be long enough, and I'm going to just go ahead and route that straight down. Hopefully the support bar doesn't impede its travel down there. Okay, but whatever I can route on the top, I will. Makes life kind of easy for me, such as this. This is pretty long here. Taking all the long ones and routing it through the top. Oh, there's plenty of long ones, okay. Remember this bundle right here that we zip tied? Well, at this point, guys, we are taking it to the vehicle. You guys could go ahead and loosen up these zip ties and try to just shove it somewhere in your center console, because you don't want a big old bundle in the back of your radio and your radio won't be able to push in. I don't know, I'm making an assumption right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep this on and see what's up with that. You got this speaker right here. I'm gonna go ahead and route it through the top here. Let me see what else here. We got this this SIM. Oh, okay, it's for a SIM, and it's taped up, guys. Okay, it says SIM on it and it's taped up, meaning you're not supposed to use it. So I'm going to route this down the top and down and hide it somewhere down inside the center console for non-usage. And we got our GPS here. I'm going to route this to the passenger side, okay? I don't want more clutter on the driver's side. And you got a USB input. You know, if you have an Android system and you want to start downloading stuff into your unit, you can do that. I'm going to keep this, I'm going to hang on to this and keep it available. Most likely it will be at where my left knee is, right here, so I can, you know, slide in a flash stick or something if I need to download anything or watch a movie. Here's my GPS. I'm going to go ahead and route it down to the passenger side where the passenger knee is, and there is a huge opening. I'll show you guys a little later when I get to that point. And the rest is just wires. That's it. We're done. Okay, so let's go ahead and plug all this in. So the very first thing is this right here that says OEM monitor, and this is the shortest one. Now I got to figure out where this OEM monitor goes, and I think I know where it goes. It goes back to one of our original harnesses that says monitor on it, because I remember seeing something like that. This is audio, so no. Was there one that said monitor? I swear there was one that said monitor on it. Bingo! So we have one that says monitor right here. It's all black wires, and it has a red and yellow wire on it. That's it, okay? And we have one short connector right here. One female, one male, and they should snap because they both say monitor, and they should snap together, and they do. There we go. Where does the other end go? The other end, I'm assuming, will go to right here. This is part of your top plug where your navigation unit is, and it's a black connector, and it should fit right in there. Bam! Perfect. Look at that. Perfect. Okay, so we got that. Remember that blue connector? This blue connector, it goes into this top harness that goes behind your navigation system. Okay, that snaps into place. And the only connector left that is on the top harness behind your navigation is your airbag. And you have a harness right here that has an ID label that says airbag on it, and that's going to go together. There, you took care of the top harness. Everything on the top harness is done. The rest is bottom harness, and that just goes to the back of your OEM radio, okay? It's all plug and play, guys. While I'm pushing this up, I'm going to take all my wire bundles right here, and I'm going to push them back. Get rid of all this slack here. Okay. Remove all the slack. Route it to the bottom. And you could go to the bottom cavity right here and pull on it. Make sure you don't pull too tight, because you got to remember some of these are just connects and disconnects without a locking tab, such as the RCA cables and the microphone plug that can come loose. Remember that, unless you used electrical tape to put them together, in which I didn't. I should have, but I don't know. Okay, we forgot one more harness, which is your hazard wire. Your hazard wire has this really long extension, and it has this clip right here. This goes in the back of your OEM navigation, and the only reason why it has an extension is because it needs to reach that long. We don't, because we took out the bracket, we took out the OEM. All you have to do is, from your OEM extension here, you're going to remove the extension. It looks like this, okay guys? Remove the extension, and you're going to hook up your hazard directly into the Hamilton system. And where did it go? Here you go. The Hamilton system is going to be foam taped just like this, and just snap it into place, and let's put our radio in. Okay, I already hear the hazards clicking. If it's a little tight, it's because you've got to manipulate it a little bit just to make it fit on your air conditioning ducts. There you go. Wow, nice fit, guys. Very, very tight fit. It just snapped right in. I didn't even, all the other units that I have been doing, you just push it in and it comes out just a little. It didn't come with those little locking tabs for you. This one came with, you know, locking tabs for a sure fit. And look at this, guys. Look at this. You know what? Let me bring this down. I know you guys know what I'm talking about with other units where we had to struggle trying to put the bottom radio in and trying to plug this main harness in, because the slack was like this. We couldn't do it unless we buried our head in there and try to push that main harness into the back of our OEM radio. Look at how much slack Hamilton gave us to do the installation. This is just great, guys. I think I'm going to have a pretty easy install. This is also going to be good because this won't get bundled and tied in the back of your OEM radio, and your OEM radio is going to have a hard time getting pushed in. This at least can drop more down once I get my radio in. I could go down here where my tray is and pull down on some more to get it out of the way, because you guys, if you guys have been removing and installing your OEM radio as many times as I have, trust me, the bottom part right here sometimes I struggle with because it cannot go in because of that big old wire bundle that's in the back of the radio. Okay, so let's go ahead and put in our bottom radio and see what's up. With this, we're gonna have to move our shift knob back. There's a little secret button that you push down on here. Bring here, make sure your brakes are on so your car doesn't leave your driveway. Now we're going to go back here and we're going to start installing all of this in the back of your radio. Whoop, there you go, it fits. There you go. I'm going to put the main harness in last. The green one. White one goes over here. Here's the main harness. Okay, this one goes with this. Okay. Let's put this aside here so you guys can see what's going on here. This black one goes here. There's another white one, but I gotta reposition this to get to it because the slack is so short. Okay, what else do we have here? We got this gray one here. And we have this one. Okay. And we have another white one. Okay, so this part right here, I'm gonna have to reposition my radio. You guys won't be able to see this part because the slack on these OEM wires, not the Hamilton wires, but the OEM wires, is super short. Make it kind of impossible to do here. Okay. All right. I am not going to install it just yet, so I want to make sure everything works. You guys remember the long GPS unit that we already hooked up in the back of the Hamilton, and we routed all the way down here where the passenger kneecap is? We're going to go ahead and route it up along where the glove compartment is. Right here, there's a metal bar. I'm going to route it in the gap above it, and I'm going to put this at the A pillar of the passenger side. Take a look right here. This piece of plastic right here for the passenger side ducts, it pops right off. It's a piece of plastic. We are going to line this up with our front speakers where the A pillar is. Okay. And we're going to take this plastic piece and put it back in here so it holds that GPS unit into place. And now the slack right here, all I'm going to do is just tuck it in the glove compartment unit right here. You should really zip tie it. I'm teaching you guys bad habits here on how to get rid of slack, but I know there's nothing behind here, not even the glove compartment, because there's a divider. So you guys are probably wondering what this 3-inch speaker is for. I called up Hamilton and asked them the same thing. So we found out that this is an external speaker in order for your navigation system user interface to mix their sound while you're playing FM or AM or XM satellite through CarPlay or whatever. So you have to remember there's two different sounds that have to mix with one another. You can't play both of them inside of an OEM Lexus speaker. So if navigation is trying to direct you to go left or right, it's got to mix that sound with the radio if you're playing XM satellite or something. You can't just mute one and play the other, if that makes sense to you guys, okay? So I routed this right above our tray right here. I'm gonna leave this inside of our tray. I'm gonna open up the lid and I'm just gonna place the speaker in here because I really don't have any idea where to place this speaker just yet. I think something like that requires a lot of thought because I'm going to removing my center console so many different times, so it's got to be fluid to me. It's got to go somewhere where I'm not going to have to double side tape it and then remove the tape every time I remove my center console, okay? You guys also have this USB input. Most likely I'm going to get rid of the slack and I'm going to have it stationed right here, either double-sided tape or just leave it right here and have my side panels just close up on this and just leave this hanging just like that, just so I could use a thumb driver whenever I need to use this. Okay, let's go ahead and get started, guys. Start the vehicle.
Recording. One channel started.
Ooh, got some AC going on here. So the minute that you see this Lexus silhouette right here, it is actually telling you that it is on an OEM platform. So everything you see from this point on is going to be the exact same thing that you would see in a stock Lexus infotainment system, the Lexus Inform. On OEM, you have your top left corner right here, which is the AC. You could operate your AC through these touch dials, these knobs, or you could use the touch screen. I'm going to go one at a time, okay? I'm going to go ahead and push AC up here. And you recognize the screen, right? Because this is OEM. I could turn up the blower motor. AC works great. Make sure these work. Yep, they work great. Now check this out, guys. If you guys are paying attention to these knobs, these two top knobs are for the AC. They control the temperature. So if I turn this up, my temperature is going to go up. Same thing with the passenger side, my temperature will go up accordingly. I could turn it back down with the knobs. If I don't want to use the knobs, I can also use these clickers right here. I could push this clicker up, I could push this clicker up, and the temperature would move up with the clicker. I could bring it back down, okay? I don't have to use the clicker. I could also use this, but right here, you can also use the buttons. Let's go ahead and turn the fan motor down. Let's go ahead and turn it off. Let's try the auto button. Auto button turns automatically on to low. Outside is 95 degrees Fahrenheit. So let's go ahead and turn this off. If you don't like this screen lit up at night while you're driving, you can hit this button to turn off the screen. You can push it again to turn on the screen. Your distance is in miles. I have 167 miles left in my range. If you use this arrow button, it'll take you to your navigation screen. As you can tell, this is Lexus OEM just by the gray backdrop that we're all familiar with when we first purchased our truck. If you push this button right here, it looks like a return button. It'll take you to the Lexus menu, vehicle, maintenance screen. From here, you can set your engine oil, rotation, your tires, your brake, your coolants, your brake pads. You can set it all right here. Vehicle customization. You can set your door locks, your climate settings, your light settings. This button right here with the musical note, if you push it, it's going to take you to your radio screen. I have it on 103.5. Here's my volume and here's my tuner. Turn on the volume. And here's my tuner. If I turn my tuner, it's going to start searching other channels. I don't have to use the tuner knob. I can actually use this touch screen and it'll take me to the channel. Let's hit source. If you have XM satellite, go ahead and click on SAT. Your XM satellite screen will come on. I don't have a subscription. So let's go ahead and click source. Go ahead and click disc. I have a movie already inside my disc player. Let's go ahead and click on disc and it should automatically play. Go to full screen. Turn on the volume.
You'll always know me. You'll see my powerful light.
Okay, let's go ahead and touch the screen. Let's put a pause on that. I am going to test the steering wheel volume for you guys. Watch the volume go up. Watch the volume go down. I'm going to use the tuner button on my steering wheel. So that works.
00.
I'm going to click my phone button right here. I'm going to hang up my phone button and it's going to take me back to the main menu. I just showed you pretty much a lot of things on the OEM platform. Now we are going to go to Android. By doing that, you have to hold down this round button right here on the right hand side of your steering wheel. Hold it down for a few seconds. The menu is going to switch to Android for you. So all this right here is pretty much Android with the apps that I already have loaded. I have Waze, calendar phone, my iPhone messages, now playing. I have 80s and 90s hits on my YouTube on my iPhone right now. I'm not going to push play on that. I'm going to go ahead and click the apps button right here. Let's go ahead and click home. on Android, home on Android. I could click original, which will take me back to Lexus OEM, or I can use this round button on my steering wheel to take me back to Lexus OEM. I could use either or. CP link, that's your CarPlay when you're on the Android screen. And while it is on the Android screen, I just want to check reverse to make sure that both sides are still integrated. It works. Here is the AC screen for Android. Let's test out the AC screen for Android. So let's say I want to turn up my AC here. Let's see if these knobs work. It does work. Look at that. The temperature goes up. The temperature goes up. Temperature goes down. Temperature goes down. I could use the touchscreen to bring the blower motor down. I could use the buttons here to bring the motors down. Okay. Great. So we know that AC temperatures and knobs and everything work on both OEM and Android, which is great. Let's see auto. When I click auto up here, it lights up auto on the physical button also. We didn't test the clickers yet. Let's test the clickers. And there you go. It works also. So if you're a clicker kind of guy, or you're a knob turning kind of guy, you have your choice. Or you're a push button kind of guy, you guys got your choice. Okay? So let's get out of here. Screen off. Turns off your screen. Push it again to turn back on your screen. Let's see, do we have any other options here? And we do. YouTube, apps. There you go. So there you guys have it. The Hamilton Motor Company conversion kit for the 2014 and up Lexus GX460. The next closest thing to OEM without having to sacrifice a lot of the options that us Lexus owners were accustomed to having. What was the level of difficulty? Well, you guys got to remember, in my prior videos, we had to connect quite a few connectors in the back of that back shell. Remember how I laid all the connectors and I had to ID everything, and I went over each and every single connector with you one by one, and it almost seemed like it was never ending? Well, it almost seemed like Hamilton took all of that, integrated all those wires, and designed it into a wire map with the least amount of connectors for you guys to do your installation. So how was Hamilton able to do what other manufacturers weren't able to do? Well, for starters, you got to remember, it's a lot easier to do research and development when you have your test product physically at your facility, instead of 3,000 miles away where you have to ship a tester and get feedback 24 hours later, and you're gonna have to go back and forth until you get things right. So I keep advertising that this is an American company, in which it is. And Hamilton is not going to hide the fact that their product is Chinese made. But here's where the difference lies. Hamilton actually flies their Chinese counterparts over to their facility in Raleigh, North Carolina, where their partners are heavily engaged in all phases of quality expectations. Imagine being a manufacturer and your customer saying this to you: we are not going to release one single unit until all the quality requirements are met by US standards. And you know, one of the best things about ordering from a US company, I get daily tracking of where my package is en route to my house. And you know what another great part about this whole entire process is? Their customer service is on standby 24/7 to support you. I'm gonna go ahead and test this theory out right now. Let me grab their phone number real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and share you their phone number right here. 1919 North Carolina, 858-2890. Call.
Hamilton Motor Company, this is Sean speaking. How can I help you today?
Hey Sean, hi, my name is Bobby. I'm calling all the way from Southern California. I just bought one of your conversion kits for a 2014 and up Lexus GX460.
Yep.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I was able to get through with customer support in the event that I need some help. I haven't installed it yet, but this is just a just in case kind of call. And you kind of passed the test. Thank you. Only rung about, what, 3 times, and you guys picked up. I appreciate it.
Yep, absolutely. You're just testing me on my response time there.
Yeah, I did. Awesome. To be honest with you, I'm actually filming a YouTube video right now, and I am actually testing the customer support in comparison with your Chinese counterparts that are selling the same type of equipment for their Lexus GX460s. And they just wanted to know, and they just wanted me to validate and confirm that they were able to reach a English-speaking technical support person in the event that they are having problems with their installation.
Okay, well, we'll be happy to help you, through that process. We are available on the phones, and then generally if you have anything that might be confusing, visual sort of aids, we can get those through to our email lines as well, and our techs can take a look at that, and we can get you live support with pictures as well as FaceTime calls.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it, Sean.
Sure.
All right. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Thank you. Bye.
So there you guys have it. If that didn't convince you guys to go online and pick up a Hamilton product, then I am pretty sure this will. Enjoy.